Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And today in this episode we are going to continue with the smoothing of our car here. Let me just apply material around there. We're going to continue with the smoothing, so I duplicated the stuff in between like I said. What we could do, we could trial something just here, and we could see if we can get the door handle in looking pretty good just now. And then continue around. So what we'll do with the handle is we want this to be as basic as possible. So what we could maybe try is if we bring in some points around here like so. And over here. I'm just going to bring these lines in as guides. So, something like that. So if we was to now kind of try to roughly draw this handle in like so, and let's just grab our component move tool here. Just name. So just try to pull these up a little bit here into position, like so. Okay. Now, what we're going to want to do is delete all of those kind of additional edges that we've added. So let's ditch this one, all of these inside here, don't want, like so. We already had these lines here, which is fine, and these ones going out there is okay too. So I'm just going to delete any additional vertices here. So we've kind of just created that handle while still following nicely the kind of shape and curvature, as well as not really adding any additional geometry inside there. And I'm going to grab the face here, and let's go for trying to think the cleanest way that we could take this off. We used to be able to duplicate face, we can't really see that option just now. I'm just going to duplicate the door, and with this door here, and just delete everything apart from the handle there. Just go like that. Probably a cleaner way to do it, but that's what we'll do for now. Since I can't find the tool, let's center the pivot here as well. Okay, so we have the handle, we have the current door. I'm going to extrude this in ever so slightly. Obviously we're not going to see that because we have that extra handle there, but we've extruded that just inside like so. Let's go for the edges here, and let's have a go at beveling these. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so let's just undo that. Let's isolate the selection here so we can't see anything else. Okay, so let's see how these bevel. Not great, so let's just go for a really small fraction there. And then we can also pull these up should we need to, and out of the way slightly. Okay, that's not looking too bad. Let's just hit 3 on this so we can see. Okay. So that's not actually a world away, which is good. From what we need, we can see as well that there's not too much distortion in and around there, which is also good. If there was a little bit of extra distortion and we had a bit more room, we could drop in a line like so. Problem with that is that it may affect the top, but that's actually looked pretty good with that additional line, so we'll go with that as well. Now, what we'll want to do with this guy is let's grab the scale tool. I'm just going to scale him down ever so slightly, like so. And then we can grab each of the edges here. I'm going to extrude this in. And then we can grab all the edges around here. What we may want to do is we may want to actually bring a line straight down the middle here. Go around with these edges and we'll bevel these too. Okay, it's not looking too bad. Maybe add an additional segment in there as well, just to help with the smooth. Oops. And let's see then. Okay, that's not looked too bad. Fairly happy with that. Okay, cool. So we've got that put together nicely. Let's now isolate the selection here. We'll maybe take all of these too. We do have a little bit of work that we need to do with this door, so let's firstly grab everything, hit Ctrl E and pull that in on the blue, and as usual we're just going to try and match. We don't want to be going in too far with this model in particular because we're going to be doing the interior. We don't want loads of panels and extra stuff kind of protruding through. So if we hit 3 here, we can see now that's fallen quite nicely along the front there, which is good. The only really thing, let's try it in this line here, because we do have this little bit of definition on the door. That looks like it's going to be enough, which is good. Let's also add an edge loop here. I'm going to go all the way down here, and I'm going to need to drop in a point here in order to get to the top. It's going to let me. Like so. And then we'll drop one up here as well. There we go. Go like so. Okay, so that's looking good. We have our defined line up here, which isn't defined for very long. And if you remember, we added that to the top. So let's bring that over here. Up here and down there. Okay, so we've got that line there following along. Let's just smooth you off as well. It's got that line following along there, which is quite nice. We also have this line up here, which gets kicked off now. I think we'll benefit from going across the top at this point. So let's just drop an edge there, and then we'll start to follow this all the way up here, because that'll be easier to kill at the back. Okay, so we've got that starting off in there quite nicely. We're also going to need an edge to go all the way up here. Oops. Okay. We are going to want to probably get something that's going all the way down the front here. It's going to be a bit awkward. Probably should have done it before we did the handle, because as soon as we drag this in, it's going to kick off down there, which we don't want. So let's bring an edge in here really close, and then that will allow us to drop that down like so. We'll also want to bring an edge really close down here. What we also want to do is bring an edge here to there. So this will allow us to insert an edge loop that runs down here. Then we can also insert a loop that goes across here. We want to go a bit closer. And then this will allow us to attach to that point, to come up and around here. And now we can simply delete that edge and its corresponding vertices. So we've got a kind of frontal face of one going all the way up and around. Let's grab these points here, and then we're just going to go all the way down, match up with what we had earlier. And what we'll need to do is simply, just like we have in the past, we'll grab these two here, we're just going to merge them together, and we'll do the same with these ones here. That's going to look pretty good. Okay, so we can see that that's smooth enough, really nicely following all the way around, which is good. Let's do the same with this. So then the last thing we're going to want to do is grab an edge loop and drop that here. Okay, cool, and we've already got that indentation appearing quite nicely there, so we don't need to add any more to that than we already have. So let's grab these 2 points here and bring those into the darker color too. So we're looking really good just now. So we could now move on to the next section here. So this shouldn't give us too many problems. Let's quickly duplicate this here across. Oh, we haven't actually taken the door, so let's do the same. Should be fine. Okay, so we're looking good. Let's have a think then. So we've got this duplicated there, which is fine. Let's do what we usually do. We'll grab. Let's I'll take these two. I don't think we'll need the door, so I'll bring that here. Let's grab all the edges here. I'm going to hit Control E. Take this in here. That should be fine. So we've got a few easy lines that we could add in first, so let's do those. Let's drop one here. We know that we have our lines here and here, and we know that we have one that runs up here, so that should be fine. We added a line to the top of this door here, which we'll want to continue through, but we do have a point there which is going to make it a bit difficult, so let's add in some vertices down there so that we can do it. Let's grab our edge loop tool, we'll drop one across here nice and close, and then that can run down here for us too. We'll want to just bring this up here. I really wish this would snap a little bit easier. So we'll go there and here, like so. And then what we'll want to do is we'll grab these two and merge them. So it should be fine there. We'll want to, let's check this. Let's see if that's looking. We've got a little bit of a wobble. It looks like that's on these lines here. So let's just straighten these out. Basically what we want to do is we just want to get these as far away from each other as possible in order to stop any unsightly bits. Something like that. Go even further still. Okay, that looks good. The line across the top there is looking good as well, all the way down here. We're only really going to need to do two more things to this. Firstly, we will want to have a line running here, or three more should I say, because we also want a line here, but we also want to run up and around here, which is probably going to be the most awkward. So let's grab our multi-cut tool, and we're going to want to add in a cut here and here, and we want this cut to go down this way, nice and close, and then we want this cut to go down this way, nice and close. And it's going to leave us with an awful lot of dodgy vertices, so let's quickly merge those two, and then merge those two. Reposition that ever so slightly, and now we should be able to insert loops down here, again nice and close, and then down here, and then connect dots there and here. Okay. And then finally we're going to want to do something very similar here. So grab those there. This should allow us to insert a loop here and here. And then we can connect there, there, and then merge our two vertices here, like so. And then the last thing we'll want to do is, it looks like we'll be fine just doing something like this, is we just want to define this line just a little bit around here. Like so. Okay, so I think we're looking good. Let's give that a smooth and see. Let's bring in everything else. And we can add the new blend to that as well. Yep, that's looking pretty good to me. So I think we've got time maybe to do another element. Maybe we'll do the diffuser real quick. This shouldn't be too tricky. Oh, actually, one thing we will want to do with this is we want to add our loop down here as well. Okay, so that's looking good. So back here, let's isolate our selection and grab all the edges here apart from the central ones as usual. Control E, taking on the blue. So let's grab the loop and let's drop it down here. Let's go up here and here too. I want to go inside there. Down here, and then do the same. Let's just and do the same down here and here. So I think that might be all there is to it. If we hit 3 there. I think what we actually want to do is we do want this at the top to be a little tighter. So let's actually drop the vertices in. Let's actually take this around there. Because we could have this loop just flow all the way around. So I'll drop that in just there. Which will allow us to take this around like so. And then down and out the bottom. And then we can simply delete that edge there. Okay, so that looks pretty much spot on. Let's again add our darker material down here. So that looks pretty good. Let's see. Let's just group these here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. There is a little bit more detail in here that we could add at some point, but in the interest of time, we'll maybe do that some other time. So diffuser there looks pretty good. We could see what we have around here in terms of elements. Could maybe have a look here. There's no real details on this portion apart from this kind of dipped line here, so let's hit Control E, bring that in, and whilst we're here, let's start dipping this down. There. Okay. In terms of edge loops, I think it's just going to be a case of bring them all around here and then around there. That looks good. And then we'll just do the same here really. For the spoiler, so let's just drop over here. Easy peasy. I'll put those in there. So that's looking good too. We've got that little crease inside, and we can add those there too. Okay. And one thing I just did accidentally there was we don't actually want these faces included. Get rid of those, and the same here, because these are going to be merged onto the other portions, corresponding elements. And there we go. So that's looking good. I think what we'll do then is we'll save these two for the next episode. Let's see what we have here. Let's just pull these down. Now, with these, I'm not entirely sure. Okay. So they appear to be, so they're definitely inside. Let's see then if we can quickly do something with these. So let's get our edge tool. Now, before we do, actually, let's just see how they're sitting just now. So it looks like this one's probably going to be the easiest. So let's grab our edge around here. Go up and around here. And again, I've brought this one accidentally, so we'll just delete that. That should now nicely go all the way around there. Oops. Let's just grab these two here and we can merge them. Just so that we can really bring this point here down here too. Like so. Okay. So after smoothing, we are going to want to put these in here. We could maybe adjust these, bring these down there a little bit better, a bit nicer. So here we're kind of losing everything, so let's drop in some loops around here. Go something like that, and again you can, whilst we're in smooth view, just pull these a little bit further away. I think in order to make this easy, we can bring this down here, like so, and then do the same over here. That looks good. I think I'll keep those fairly soft edged as well. Okay, so happy with that too. So let's get all of these. So let's grab this one, Control D, Control G, -1 real quick. This one should duplicate nicely, so should this one. Across there. Get all that smoothed out. So we're looking pretty good just now. All that top section done. So it looks like in the next episode all we're going to really need to do is get these two elements smoothed out here and work across the top, maybe do the windows. We might even have a chance to do the honeycomb mesh in there as well. Alright guys, so we're looking good. and really not far to get the body complete. And once we've done that, we'll have the lights to do, maybe one episode for the front, one for the back. Oh, we have the mirrors as well. And then it will be a case of getting started in the interior of the car, which is what quite a lot of you will probably be waiting for. Right guys, cool.